Hello, new Boilermakers, and welcome to our YouTube live broadcast focused on the Office of Recruitment, Retention, and Diversity here at the Polytechnic Institute of Purdue University. My name is Ryne Kerchner, and I am the Associate Director of Recruitment for the Polytechnic. And I first want to say congratulations to our student viewers who have accepted their offer and on their way to enrolling here at the Polytechnic. We all hope that your VSTAR experience and meeting with your advisor has been productive and helping you get prepared for the year upcoming. And for those of you with your appointments still to come, we hope it's a great experience and that will, continue to get you prepared for your pathway here to Purdue. So tonight's broadcast and our panelists, we'll introduce them here in a minute, and we'll have them talk about the different ways that you can find your community, get connected, and support resources that are here in the Polytechnic and Purdue overall. So our panelists are the professional staff here in the RRD office, and they'll introduce themselves here in a second. We have several topics that we're going to cover, but we also want to know what you want to know. So you can submit questions via the YouTube chat window by signing into your Google account and then typing in the questions that you have. Our technical director, John O'Malley, and I will be watching that chat and respond to those questions both in the chat, and then we'll bring those questions to the panelists as well. So if we don't get to your question tonight, though, you can please send us an email to techrecruit@purdue.edu, and we'll respond to that later on. So with that, I'll have our panelists introduce themselves with their name, what their role is here in the Polytechnic, and then just a little bit about themselves. So we'll start out with Toni.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Toni Munguia, and I'm the director of the Office of Recruitment, Retention, and Diversity. I've been here with Purdue over 20 years, and I love what I do, so I'm so excited that you guys are all here. Thanks.
All right, great. Thanks, Toni. Next up is Cathy.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Cathy Pullings, and I'm the Assistant Director of Diversity Recruitment. I'm also a co-advisor for Minority Technology Association, which I'll talk about that a little later. And I am the liaison between the Polytechnic High School in Indianapolis and in South Bend.
Okay, thank you, Cathy. And next up is Cyndi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cyndi Lynch. I'm the Associate Director for Retention and Diversity. I'm also finishing my PhD in the Polytechnic, so if any of you are interested in graduate school, we'd like to talk with you about that or answer any questions you might have, too, as you think about your undergrad degree.
All right, great. Thank you all for the introductions. We'll get back to all of our panelists, but I first want to turn it over to Toni to give a little welcome to all our viewers here tonight.
Well, good evening again, and welcome, class of 2025. It really is good to have you visiting with us this evening. Congratulations on being admitted to Purdue and being part of the Polytechnic. Hopefully you have registered for VSTAR and are completing everything. You're on your way really to becoming an official Purdue student. You're going to be meeting with your advisor, pre-registering for your classes. You're getting everything that you need to do to get your Purdue ID, learning about the residence halls, finding out which residence halls you're going to be in, and so forth. But I just want you to know that you're in a great place. The Purdue Polytechnic is going to be preparing you for your future. Want to let you know, though, that your advisors are your first point of contact. You will meet with them during VSTAR, and we have great advisors. These advisors, I may be a little bit biased, but I think they're the best across campus, and they're going to be with you all 4 years, making sure that you're taking the right classes, helping you with, double majors or minors or any of your classes. So we in the office, in the Recruitment, Retention, and Diversity office, are partners with them. The Office of Recruitment, Retention, and Diversity is here to help, and we're all about your success. We can support you in getting acclimated, encourage you to become a leader, find internships, assist with academic support, and assist in any way that we can. We will be speaking a little bit more in more detail concerning all of these things today. So with that, I'm just going to say welcome. I'm glad that you're part of our college, and I'm going to turn the time over to Ryne. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Toni. Our next topic of discussion, I'm just going to kind of go through some different areas related to the Protect Purdue guidelines and Protect Purdue pledge. So let's take a minute to talk about the campus life during the pandemic so far. You will certainly learn more about Purdue's ongoing adjustments to COVID-19 during Boiler Gold Rush if you've registered for that. I'd highly encourage you to register for the Boiler Gold Rush orientation week before classes begin. It's definitely a great experience, and you're going to learn a lot about campus and what to expect as the fall semester begins. But let's go over some of that important information right now. So the Protect Purdue pledge itself, this fall, students will again be required to take the Protect Purdue pledge. So it's a simple pledge that really helps you accept responsibility to follow Purdue's COVID-19 policies. And on the website, you can read the full text of the pledge and then also learn about what might happen when you violate the pledge. So make sure you review that and understand what's all involved with that as we approach the fall semester, or even those that are starting in the summer as well. Make sure you understand that and how to follow those guidelines. There's a lot of information related to students and how students are required to be vaccinated. You can upload valid proof of that vaccination, or if you're not going to be vaccinated, to submit to frequent mandatory surveillance testing throughout the semesters. Face masks are still required at indoor locations at Purdue, but no longer required outdoors on campus. So just to repeat, Purdue is requiring that you to be fully vaccinated by the start of the fall semester, or you must submit to mandatory surveillance testing if you're not going to be vaccinated by the fall. And then students who decline the vaccination will be required to take a COVID-19 test and receive negative results before you can move into university residences. And unvaccinated students who fail to comply with surveillance testing will be subject to disciplinary action, and some optional campus activities will be open only to vaccinated students. So for the thorough information about those guidelines, see the May 11th update with the title Role of COVID-19 Vaccine in Fall 2021 Operations on the Protect Purdue website. And here's something a little more fun. Hopefully, 10 Purdue students can win $9,992 each, and that is the amount that matches the price of in-state tuition for a full year. You do need to get fully vaccinated for COVID-19 and submit valid proof of vaccination by July 15th. And there's a May 27th update on the Protect Purdue website for complete details on how to be eligible for that drawing that we're going to have here. And then finally, all the Protect Purdue guidelines, again, like I mentioned, and the policies are available online. And again, they're designed to keep the Purdue community safe. So by adhering to those guidelines and the Protect Purdue pledge during the last school year, our faculty and our staff, and especially our students, they help Purdue keep its doors open throughout the entire year. So the learning environment proved to be remarkably safe. And so we thank you for playing your part in keeping everyone safe this coming year. So take a look at the Protect Purdue pledge, the guidelines you're expected to follow, just so you will have a great understanding of that as we approach the upcoming academic semester. And again, for those of you starting this summer, we want to make sure you review that here pretty soon. So with that, we'll get into the topics that we've kind of curated for you all. And to start out with, just kind of related to academic or personal professional support and mentoring. Cyndi, what should you tell us about some of the academic support programs that are offered by the Polytechnic?
Oh, thank you, Ryne. One of the programs that we have available to us is called BEST, and it's basically an academic coaching program, tutoring program available to students free of charge. So in addition to helping you with specific technical questions about your homework and how to study for exams and things, the academic coaches who are Polytechnic students who have taken the class and have done really well in the class, they also are available to you one-on-one or available in open labs, as well as small groups, because we do a lot of teamwork or team-based activities within the Polytechnic. And so these students will help you figure out the important parts of that specific class. The academic coaching part is to also talk about how to approach the class, how to approach a lecture, or the difference between a lecture versus a recitation, versus how to prepare for a lab and how to do your post-lab, what you need to be doing during lab. And again, these are free opportunities for students, and they're taught by, or not, they're not taught, they're they're available to you via your peers and things. And you sign up for those through Boiler Connect. Parents, I want to make a special shout out to you about this. You'll be receiving probably into July, August, a magnet from us with information about BEST. So when your student calls and says, I'm not doing well in this class, be sure to let them know about BEST and encourage them to go use BEST for them. There's also a number of other different resources across campus for them. And BEST coaches help students with any of the classes that they can. It's not just the Polytechnic classes, but we try to focus a lot on our own courses through there.
All right, great, Cyndi. And Toni, recently there was another opportunity that was created actually by one of our faculty members for some math and physics classes. Is that right? Can you tell us a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, sure. So math is hard at Purdue. It's just difficult. At least a lot of students seem to think so. So we decided, why not give them the support for that as well? So for all of the math courses, the math 153, 158, the calculus courses 160, 20, 160, 10, you can have, your own kind of personal tutors or also group tutoring virtually or in person for those math courses or for the physics courses. It is also free. We have information, on our website, whether you and when they're all located, whether they're in person or which ones are virtual. And so if you're having problems with a problem or whatever, you can go to it, get online and virtually, talk to the tutor or the student that's helping out, or you can actually go to the classroom where they are and they can kind of help you with it as well. Thanks.
All right, great. Thanks, Toni. And Cyndi mentioned other resources available at Purdue overall. I'm going to talk a little bit about those real quick. There's the Academic Success Center, which is part of the Student Success Department at Purdue. There's a variety of resources that they offer. How learning remotely could happen in some cases with your classes, peer success coaching, study skills handouts. They do academic consultations one-on-one with their staff, so you can kind of get some extra support that way. Workshops about time management, prioritization, not procrastination, preparing for exams, just academic support resources overall. And they also oversee the Supplemental Instruction office and the resources there. So essentially Supplemental Instruction, or SI as it will be referred to probably most likely in the future. Basically students who've done well in classes sit in on the lectures and they will actually teach the course material in a different way during those Supplemental Instruction sessions. So just another way to kind of review the material and different opportunities to connect with those students who are connecting with the faculty members in those classes as well. So definitely would recommend for those courses that are, some of the math and physics and higher drop fail withdrawal rates that students tend to have at Purdue. That's why supplemental instruction exists, to help reduce those rates essentially. So check out that schedule as the fall comes up, and then be able to reach out to those resources and find those available to you as well. All right, and then Cyndi, we have a couple different seminars that we have related to the Polytechnic, and you teach one of those, the Tech 100. Can you give us a little bit of detail about what that is and how students can potentially register for that when they meet with their advisor during VSTAR?
Yes, you just let your advisor know that you want to take Tech 100. It's a student success seminar. We cover a variety of things and bring in a lot of the resources that we've been talking about here tonight. So for example, I have someone come in from the Academic Success Center and we go through a session either on, and I know we use the term or time management. I always refer to it as priority management because we all have 24 hours in a day, and the sun rises and the sun sets, and no one has more time, and we can't stop the sun, or at least I haven't seen any physics things that can do that. So we're not managing time. What we manage is what we do with our time, and that's all about our priorities. So we focus on 5 main things: our academics, so academic success, inclusive excellence, Financial management, financial fitness is what we talk about. Our personal development as individuals, so that would include things like leadership development and things. And so we bring in resources from across campus to help us with that. Anything from the Academic Success Center to information literacy, our leadership development and things. And so, and in the end, what you do is create your own plan for success and what you plan on doing for that semester for this next year, as well as what you're going to do through graduation and into that first position. And again, that's Tech 100. Just let your advisors know that you want to sign up for that.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Cyndi. And then Toni, you also teach a seminar that's more related to the Women in Technology learning community, but can other students take it who aren't in the LC as well?
Oh, yes, definitely. Anyone can take the class. It's Tech 101, Women in Technology, Exploring the Possibilities. And you don't really have to be part of the learning community to join the class. Last year, I think I had over 60 students in the class, and I had probably 30 to 40 students in the learning community. The nice thing is, though, if you are part of the class, you will still be invited to many of the learning community events, and you'll get to kind of join all the other students, in the things that we're doing. We have alumni leaders that come back and they share their story. They talk about what it's like to be a female in a technology-based, field or world, and they talk about their successes. They talk about their struggles. They talk about how they made it to where they're at. And we've had some really good, amazing leaders that have attended the class or participated and helped us. We've had like the vice president of globalization for Duke, Indiana. Oh no, I mean for Duke Energy across the U.S. We've had vice president for Gartner. We've had women engineers from Caterpillar, from Kimberly Clark. We've had analysts. We've had a female that used to work for DreamWorks and Pixar. So all sorts of female leaders, some that are early in their career and some that are very well established. In this class, we also discuss a little bit about gender communication. Our college is only 20% female, so we want to make sure in most of your classes, if you're a female, you may be one or two. And so, but you'll be definitely not the majority in most classes, except in this Tech 101 class. And, but you'll also learn about resume writing. We'll do a research project on the best corporations for women, and you'll be in group settings as well. It's really a good class. It's open to everyone. It's 1 credit. It's usually on Fridays at 11:30, and afterwards we have lunch if you're available, if you don't have a class. So it's a really good way to get to know the students in your class, to get to know some leaders, to do some networking, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Toni. Yeah, definitely a good opportunity. Both those seminars are really good ways to make good connections and help build your community here in the college. And then Cyndi, what are some of the mentoring programs or support that we have available here in the Polytechnic?
So we have a couple of different programs that students can be formal programs. Let me put it that way, formal programs that they could be part of. And then some other programs that are programs in which you go seek your own advisor and advocate for, not advisor, mentor, whether it's peer mentor, a faculty member, someone across campus, or through Tech 100, I encourage students to find someone out in industry that they might be interested with. So there's a number of different programs that they can be involved with. They just need to let me know, send an email to me or to the Tech Recruit, and we can get you matched up there.
All right, great. And then Toni, there's also a mentoring program that's related to the Women Technology Learning Communities, or not learning community, student organization. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Yeah, sure. This is called Witty Sisters. So it stands for Women in Technology, and then the TY Sisters. And it is a mentoring program for our female students, our freshman students, where we partner up that first year freshman student with an upper class student in their respective majors. The different women organizations, so like Women in Aviation, Women in Technology, Women in Construction Management, Women in Cybersecurity, they all participate in the Witty Sisters, and they volunteer to be a mentor to one of the freshman students. They talk about, since the upperclassman has already taken the classes, they can kind of help you navigate uh, what classes to take. They can talk about professors. They can really kind of help you with your courses, and kind of help you kind of get through them. I encourage everyone in the Tech 101 class to sign up for the mentors. And yeah, it's really a good way to create that bonding experience, have those connections. And many of the students, they share with me that they love their mentor, that they're really good friends with their mentors. And it's just a really good way to kind of help build your success.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Toni. And we're obviously talking about a lot of things that we do here in the RD office, and we'll continue doing that, obviously. But one of the things that, as you start the fall semester, Cyndi always plans out and hosts what's called Welcome Week. So the first week of classes, lots of different activities going on. So Cyndi, can you give us a little bit of a preview of what Welcome Week might look like this fall and starting this August, and what could students expect to participate in during that time?
Okay, so one of the highlights of Welcome Week is getting your Techie T-shirt. And with the Techie T-shirt, one of the important things about that, I think, or at least I hear from students, is that then on Tuesdays, assuming our COVID stuff allows, Protect Purdue and all that, we have treats available. It's usually donuts, but treats available in Canoy Hall to students so that they can come in. As long as you're wearing your Techie tees, and you just swipe your card and you can get your donut or treat for the day. It's a good way of showing your Techie pride there too. The other activities that we have in place is they're all focused around getting to know campus and finding your place on campus, and finding groups and things to be involved with, finding your community on campus. And so we'll have the cultural centers come. And I'm going to try and name them all, but I usually always forget one. But the Black Cultural Center, the Native American Cultural Center, Latino Cultural Center, the Asian American Cultural Resource Center. Am I forgetting any? I'm sure I am.
LGBTQ Center.
Thank you. LGBTQ. And we also have the International SOMAR come over as well. And so these organizations are here to help you find your place. So they're available. In addition, we have student orgs within the Polytechnic come on one of the days too, so that you can become familiar with the organizations within the college and join those. And again, it's to help you find your place, your community within in the college, and your support group, your mentoring network.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Cyndi. John, I believe at the beginning of our broadcast showed social media, how to follow us on social media channels, at Tech Purdue on pretty much any social media channel. We have regular announcements about activities, including the Welcome Week activities that will be happening in August, what will be happening on Techie Tuesdays. And then I also send out every Monday what's called the Tech E News weekly newsletter through email to all undergraduate students. So they'll include lists of opportunities and activities that will be happening within the Polytechnic and Purdue overall. So connections to all the cultural centers that Cyndi mentioned and different resources that are available. Those will be sent out via email as well. But definitely follow us on social media at Tech Purdue. So that way you can kind of stay up to date on those channels as well. And Cyndi mentioned you'll be able to connect with those student organizations during Welcome Week. And I'll kind of go down our line here of what we have available that we support. And Cathy, you mentioned earlier, you are one of the co-advisors for the Minority Technology Association. Could you give us a little rundown of what that group is all about?
Sure. Thanks, Ryne. So the Minority Technology Association, and that's what MTA stands for, is an active organization where students enhance the university experience through various activities throughout the school year. We bring in guest speakers that is a way of networking and other business-related activities. We also have community service events. The organization serves as a social outlet for its members. And, we do fun things. At the same time, we also have a mentoring program to where our upperclassmen mentor with our first year freshman students to get them acclimated with school, with campus, with academics. These are usually classes to where the upperclassmen MTA members have already taken. And so it's a way of networking. It's a way of bringing new students in and getting them acclimated with MTA. Also, MTA is dedicated in excellence in academics, personal and professional growth. We promote friendships among its members. And in additional to general meetings and activities, MTA also supports our diversity program office in the spring and in the fall. So in the fall, it is Claim It, and in the spring, it's With Vision.
All right, great. Actually, Cathy, we'll have you talk a little bit more about those here in a minute too. But then Toni, you want to share a little bit more about the Women in Technology group?
Sure, Ryne. The Women in Technology, or what we called WIT, was established in 1998. So they're a fairly new organization, and it's open to anyone in the college. It has probably over 100 members. And what they really want to do is to see our female students or our women succeed. They have monthly meetings with guest speakers, company panels. Even last year during COVID, they had I think 7 or 8 different companies from all over the country to come in and speak to their members. They have socials, they do crafts, they have job fair preps. They do a lot of service. They also do service with our diversity programs as well in our college. They have fun. They're a really good group, and we'd love for you to join. We'd love for you to be part of that group. And again, it's a really good way to connect, become, have that sense of belonging. And there are all sorts of different women in the group from all different majors. So it's really, really nice as well.
All right, great. Thanks, Toni. And then Cyndi, you oversee our Purdue Student Council. Can you tell us a little bit about that group as well?
Thank you, Ryne. So the Polytech Student Council focuses on issues pertinent to all undergraduate students in the Polytechnic. We work very closely with our senators to the Purdue student government regarding things that are of interest to the Polytech students. So some of the things we've talked about this past year, and it's a fairly new organization that we've only been around for a couple of years. We're on our 3rd president now. And so our intent is to have a voice and carry that voice of the students to upper administration regarding activities and needs of these students. To highlight a couple of the activities we had last year, one of them, the students helped with our study break. Similar to our Welcome Week, it occurs during Dead Week. Dead Week is the week before finals. And we pass out information and resources to help students through finals and to make sure that they get started off on a good finals week. The other activity that we hosted at the end of last semester was a talk by Tom Fronix regarding our new building that we have at Purdue, the Dudley and Lambertus halls, which are going up right behind the Polytech or the Conoy Hall there, which will be housing some of our departments along with some within the College of Engineering. If you're interested in participating in the Polytech Student Council, they change officers during the in November, and we'll have information that will come to them out to you through Boiler Connect and the Techie News and other such media.
All right, thank you very much. And then Wes, I oversee what's called our Polytechnic Student Ambassadors. So if you had tuned in or signed up and registered and attended one of our admitted student virtual information sessions or Zoom chats, those students were part of our ambassador group, as well as our WIT and MTA group organization members as well. So they help us with all these different recruitment events, the virtual and in-person sessions when we're hoping to bring those back in the fall semester, give tours, meet with families and students one-on-one just to kind of talk about their experience and share what the Polytechnic is doing for them in terms of preparing them for their success. Some of those students will actually travel back home to their home high schools as kind of an offshoot of our Techie Reps student organization. So they'll meet with their former teachers and classmates and talk about the Polytechnic and help share the word about what's going on here at Purdue and in our college as well. So you can join, or you can apply to join that in the spring semester. You have to have a minimum 2.75 GPA to apply. So after your first semester, you'll be able to join that as well. So take a look for that information as we get to the start of the spring semester. And then actually John is just sharing with me, there's a Student Ambassadors webpage on the screen right now. So you can kind of take a look at the members who are in that group and see where their majors are and what they've been doing at their time here at the Polytechnic. So Cyndi, you mentioned a couple different times Boiler Connect. Could you, and I think our students have utilized that during their VSTAR sessions or will be using it. Could you share a little bit more about what that is and how students can utilize that towards their success here in Polytechnic?
Yes, absolutely, Ryne. And let me reiterate, if you have not done VSTAR, I know you have a few weeks or a couple weeks left to do that. You need to get it done pretty quickly. Because it does take some time to get this done. You're doing more than just registering for classes, so do that as quickly as possible. Don't make your advisors come hunt you down, and so get that done pretty quickly. I bring that up because my sister is an advisor in the Polytechnic and SOET, and they want to be able to help you, and they can't get everybody on the last day. We have record enrollment this year of first-year students, and they can't help everyone sign up for classes on the very last day. So with that, the way you do that, you'll receive an email, and in that email, it will come from Boiler Connect. And what Boiler Connect is a database with your student information in it, but it's a way for us to connect you to the resources across campus. And so if you go see your academic advisor and they say, hey, why don't you go try using BEST, then they can shoot me an email or copy you an email through Boiler Connect, and then you can sign up to have a resource or have a session with the best tutors and best academic coaches through Boiler Connect. It's connected again with offices across campus, and so it's very easy for them to pull up information, them being the advisors, and provide that information to you. It's populated by your information out of Banner, and so it's not anything that you have to sign up for or do anything extra with. It's done for you. That's where the advisors keep their notes on what they tell you about what classes to take, all that information. So become familiar with Boiler Connect. I'm sure you probably have used it already, or if not, you need to start using it pretty quickly and get that appointment with your advisor done.
All right, awesome. And I believe we all are on Brightspace, or not, sorry, Brightspace Boiler Connect. So if you need to schedule an appointment with one of us in the office, you can connect with us that way as well. So anytime you want to do that, we're there. And then Cathy, you had mentioned just another way to engage with us. You mentioned Wow It and Claim It. Kind of like the ambassadors help us out with recruitment events. How can some students get involved with those engagement opportunities that you support?
Sure, Ryan. So we have 2 fall recruitments as well as 2 spring recruitments, and Women in Technology and Minority Technology Association both support these fall recruiting events. And of course, one way to get involved is, especially if you join either Women in Technology or Minorities in Technology. And of course, you know, we asked for this organization, both of these organizations, to support our camps in these events. And so you would participate as being student panelists. Actually, hopefully we'll be on campus this fall with our 2 fall events, but be able to talk to prospective students about why you chose Purdue Polytechnic and what you're learning so far, and actually just getting to know other members in Women in Technology and Minority Technology Association. Again, you don't have to be part of these 2 student organizations to want to be involved. We usually put all of our information out through the Techie News. And so you can reach out through Techie News or reach out through our office to want to volunteer to be a part of both the fall and the spring recruiting events.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Cathy. I just had it popped in my head. There's one person on our team who is not able to join us tonight. That's Guillermo Morgado Rodriguez. He is our administrative assistant here in the office. So anytime you pop into Canoy 150, that's where we're located. He will be the happy face that greets you and will help direct you to whatever you might need. So definitely stop by and get to know Guillermo, because he's the person that really helps to make this office run for sure. So yeah, check out with him and he'll help you out. So that pretty much covers all of our different topics, and we had some great questions in the chat that we've been responding to. If you watched any of our broadcasts in the past, one of the things I always like to do is ask all of our panelists to provide a little bit of advice to help you get prepared and help you be successful here in the Polytechnic and at Purdue overall. So one of the things I'll start with is just to check and respond to your Purdue email account as regularly as possible. And if you haven't already been doing that, do that now. Start doing that at least once a day, a couple times a day. As we mentioned before, there's the Polytechnic Techie News weekly newsletter that goes out. Your advisor will send out information that way. Your faculty members may connect with you that way. You'll get information from the university overall through email. So check your email, check it out often, so that way you're up to date on everything that's going on. You can also opt into a text message update system that we have, where we send out messages directly via text. Some of the same information will be from that Techie newsletter as well, but it's just another way to kind of get that information to you as best as possible. So again, keep up with your email, respond to it, check it. Don't forward it to Gmail or Yahoo or whatever other email addresses, because it gets lost up in spam. So just keep that email address, get it on your phone if you can, and then just make sure you're following along with what comes in that way. So next up, we'll turn over to Cyndi to see what advice she might have to share with us as well.
All right. I guess my biggest advice, or most prominent advice, is to go to class and meet outside of class with your faculty members, your peers, students in your class, form study groups, use the resources available to you. The reality is you pay for these resources with your tuition, and so you might as well use them. Purdue is hard. It's not an easy place to be. You've got to level up your game here. You've got to level up your study game. What worked for you in high school most likely will not continue to work for you at college. And even if it does, we have a whole host, a very diverse group of students here on campus. And one of the experiences is about learning from others. And you can only do that if you reach out and you engage with them and get to know them on a personal level. So I have some of my best friends. I've been here at the university as a staff member for 30 years, and I've done all my degrees here at Purdue. And I still reach out to students from my undergrad years as well as during this time, because we have such a wonderful time and really got to know each other on a personal level. The last piece of advice, and I mentioned this earlier for parents, you will be getting this magnet in the mail probably in 3-4 weeks or so. Make sure you put that on your refrigerator so when your child contacts you, your student contacts you and says, I'm not doing well, you know where to send them. Or send an email to Tech Recruit and I'll respond, but they could contact their advisor, but you really have to level up your game here at Purdue. And we have the resources to help you do that.
Thanks, Cyndi. And I'll tack on one little thing. Do that stuff early. Take advantage of those things as early as possible and as you start transitioning here to Purdue. And then Cathy, what advice might you share with us tonight?
Actually, I think everything that both you and Cyndi has said, do make sure that you practice and start now while you're still at home. Time management. If in high school you had, mom and dad or a sister or cousin or grandma wake you up, they won't be there to wake you up. So please make sure that you are setting your clock, your smart watches, if you're still old fashioned and you need an alarm clock, bring it. Also, be prepared. Look at your syllabus. Make sure that you have the resources, the supplies that you need. You make sure that you have your books available. Go meet the professors when they have office hours. Take advantage of those office hours. Don't be afraid to open up and have a conversation. You never know, what that leads to, because you're also networking at the same time. And, also don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to, if you don't know anything, don't just, try to figure it out on your own. Like Cyndi said, there's resources on campus. Your tuition has paid for those resources. Utilize our, tutoring programs. Get familiar with the cultural centers. Each of the cultural centers has, they are another way to meet people. They also have access to printing capabilities. They also put on workshops. They are there to help you as well to make sure you do succeed.
Awesome. Thank you, Cathy. Yeah, one thing we always hear from, and when we in our previous broadcasts with our academic departments or faculty members that are part of those, and you can go back and watch those, polytechnic.purdue.edu/live. They're regular people just teaching you stuff. So get to know them. They're pretty awesome. And then Toni, last but not least, what do you want to share with us tonight? Toni, you're muted. Happens every time. Almost. No? There we go.
Yeah, it just worked. It was doing some weird things. But anyway, I said everyone is giving you really, really good advice. And hopefully what you've seen is that we want you to succeed. We want you to have a great experience here at Purdue University and in the Purdue Polytechnic. We want you to become a leader. We talked about 4 or 5 different student organizations, but the Polytechnic has about 50 or 60 different student organizations. Find the one that fits your needs, find the one that you think is a good fit, and join it and become involved, become a leader. That will help you when you go, looking for an internship and you start talking to companies. You can talk about other things besides your academics. You can talk about your leadership roles and your experiences meeting different people. Purdue has over 150 different countries represented here and all 50 states. So this is a great time, a great opportunity for you to meet people from all over the world. If you can, sign up or get ready for study abroad. Now, right now it's not open, but they're thinking for next spring that there may be the possibility. So look into that. Check with your advisor. They can help you and let you know when it's a good time. It's been mentioned that college is not like high school. So definitely stay on top of it. You know, assess your material, test yourself over your material frequently. And if you do get into trouble, don't panic. Get some help. From everyone that you've heard here today, they kept mentioning all the different resources that are available to you. And then parents, I want to tell you really quickly, if you are listening, reach out to us. We're here to support you as well. Sometimes students aren't sure what to say or who to talk to. So if they talk to you and they need assistance and you're not sure how to get the help that they need, contact us. I was talking to somebody earlier today. You know, I had a father who contacted me. He's been contacting me for the last couple of weeks. His son had gotten into some issues and trouble, and you know, he reached out, and we were able then to kind of put his son on the right track and give him the resources and the things that he needed to be successful. So we are here for your students. We want you to know that we want the best for your students, but we're here for you as well. Sure, there's certain things because of FERPA that we can't share, but in generalities, we can help and we can assist. And so, you know, your children are in good hands. Students, don't be afraid to come and visit. Kanoi 150 is open door policy. We're here to be of support for you. So thank you, and thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. It's your
Awesome.
right.
Thanks, Toni. Toni mentioned the organizations in the Polytechnic. I think John had a graphic up with the link for that page. And in addition to the 50 to 60 we have, there's about 1,000 at Purdue overall. So you have a lot of ways to get connected. So yeah, we've talked about a lot of different things, and that about wraps up our discussion. So you can check out our website, the RRD office website. That's where a lot of these resources that we've talked about are easily accessible for you to find all those resources and connections to other places on campus as well. So as Toni mentioned, and I'll say again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Hope you got some good insight and info about how we can help you succeed here in the Polytechnic and at Purdue overall. Thank you to my colleagues in the RRD office for joining and sharing everything that they do and the experiences that we can help provide for your students. And thanks to John O'Malley, our technical director behind the scenes with all this graphic work and in the chat, just responding to questions as well. So as I mentioned before, if you have another question or we didn't get to it, or you just want to follow up with something later on about your VSTAR experience, or you just have a question about anything at all, send us an email, techrecruit@purdue.edu. We'll follow up with you through that. Good. And if you haven't done so already, like Cyndi mentioned, go online, finish your VSTAR modules, connect with your advisor, and get that pre-registration process finished for your semester coming up to begin. They're eager to meet you and help you on get that good start to the semester, your academic experience here at the university. I mentioned before all the different broadcasts that we've had related to different academic departments, student organizations, different opportunities. Go to polytechnic.purdue.edu/live. You can watch all the broadcasts that we've done this year, this spring semester, as well as the past few years. We've been doing this for quite a while. You can also, like I mentioned, just see all those different options and former broadcasted, see Q&As and topics that we have. We'll have a future Boiler Gold Rush welcome broadcast as well as you join Boiler Gold Rush. There'll be a Polytechnic welcome, so make sure you keep an eye out for that announcement as well. So again, I'll say thank you for joining us. Thanks again to the panelists. Thanks to John. Have a great rest of your night, and boiler up.